Yo, back again, back again, back again. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Let's talk about a very common conversation that has been in the ether recently. Past decade or so, even going back farther. Why the community is so mad when they find out brothers is finally washing our hands and like, you know what, hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna go over here and see what's up. These bras get so triggered, and you about to see in this video right here. See this brother sitting in the chair at a barbershop. Casual conversation, just a regular conversation. Subject came up. Do you think there's a divide between black men and women? Of course. Because for decades, we would second guess our conscience. In the back of our mind, we would think a certain way. We'd be like, you know what? This shit ain't for me. Why am I encountering this all the time? So what a lot of us did, we would even date out way back in the day. We wouldn't necessarily advertise it overtly like that. Because let's face it, back in you looking at the 80s or whatever, you're still coming out of the mental democratic brainwashing of our parents. If you're a Gen Xer, the boomers just hammered it in your head to think a certain way. You know what? Get you a black woman, this, that, this, and the third. And the things that you happen to deal with over the years, don't even trip on that. That's normal. You know, that's the way it's supposed to be. Don't worry about that. This is what they would tell us, and they would hammer this thought process in our heads over the years. And we would gradually grow into believing that nonsense, that this is how it's supposed to be. So whenever we did date out and experience women of other races, we would immediately notice the difference. Now, as women, of course, overall, all of them going to have the general level of foolishness and nonsense that you will have to deal with. But what we did notice over the years, it was distinctively different. Very different. Like, mentally, it was the mental form of PTSD that we developed with a lot of our interactions with the sisterhood, or as you can refer to them as sisterhoodlums. Because you know they gotta have that thug, you know what I'm saying? But we would date white women, Asian women, Latino women, and we would notice these things. Like, okay, what's going on here? This is, you know, there's general issues, but this is kind of nice. And we weren't even looking to down black women and talk down to them. But the way they would carry themselves and display themselves over the years, it got to the point where it's like, yo, brothers just got tired of that shit, started speaking out about it. And now that we catching flights, whether it's across international waters or within the United States, or even in the next city or suburb, now we like, fuck it. We're gonna do what we do. And you're gonna see from this black woman who comments on this video that we don't care and this and that, looking like she washed her face in Armor All. And that's not even talking about her skin complexion. But at the very least, if you're going to come on camera, I mean, do something with your head, first of all. And wash all that grease off your face. But that's not even the worst part. It's the attitudes, the unnecessary attitudes that bring the stress that black men are desperately thankful that we are getting away from. But let's listen to how triggered. Now, y'all tell me if she sounds triggered or not. Check it out for yourself.
More likely to choose a white girl, Mexican girl, more than a black girl.
No one cares. If you pay very close attention, there's a redemption story that is happening that involves black women shifting the narrative. Listen, we are everywhere.
First of all, y'all not shifting anything. Brothers have already checked out. This is why she came into the video all hot like she is. Collar burning. She just had to get it out. Like, oh, I have to say something. You're not shifting any narratives. A lot of you are playing the useful idiot. And like I said, in the description box down below, useful idiots are necessary because somebody has to play the pawn on the chessboard.
We're on your TVs, your billboards, your runways. We're in tech, we're in politics, we're in ballet. And if that's not enough, we're in your neighborhoods.
And they're dumb enough not to realize when they're being used as a Trojan horse. And this is the same thing they did with feminism. They jumped head first in and like, oh yeah, okay, Sarah, okay, Becky, we're with you, yeah. We're going to tear down our men even more. And when they try to speak up and rise up against it, we're going to say, oh, it's all in their head. They're just not strong enough to deal with us. This is the argument they always have. And what happens with what you do? You start using all your energy and brain power defending yourself against those accusations, saying that, you know what, no, I'm not like that. What are you talking about? First of all, this, that, this, and the third. See, now you're in a court of law, you voluntarily became a defendant. She puts herself in a prosecutorial position. And you like, wait a minute, how the fuck did I even get on the stand? How did I even get in the court? And she's drilling you, to the point you don't even realize, wait a minute, I'm spending all my time defending myself while she goes on her merry way doing whatever the fuck she wants. And I have to defend myself, my manhood, me being a man, without laying down the groundwork of what I expect from her. Because in her mind, she's perfect. How dare you expect anything from her? Very, very interesting.
At your galas, at your private jets, anywhere in your countries. I don't think I've ever seen a culture shift as fast as what black women are doing right now. Black women are filling up every single crevice of society that you guys said that we weren't allowed in. And all I'm seeing on my timeline,
like a virus, fill up all the crevices.
And in real world, is black women happy, dating, and marrying out. I promise you, they do not care. And every so often, I'm scrolling on my timeline.
That's cap. Y'all do care. Evidence in the video. You don't care? You don't care? Right. Come on, video with your little boobies peeking. Yeah, you care. Because if you really didn't care and you're happy, content, and at peace with your decision, instead of making this video, you would make a video of how successful your marriage is with your husband of another race. You would do videos on your daily lives and adventures and how happy you are that you found a man of your dreams. And you didn't even need Cinderella's slipper. No, of course not. And hey, audience, let me introduce you to my husband. And he will pop up, hey, how you guys doing? This will be the gist of your videos. But instead, you're making TikTok videos like this. Based off of general barbershop discussions that black men have been having for decades. Actually, y'all just catching up to it. Anyway.
And I see black men like him still pushing this same tire behind narrative because they have nothing else. Like, this is what black men are doing with their accessibility, and this is what black women are doing with theirs. Listen, someone had to say it, but it will never be the same.
We more likely to.
Someone had to say it, but it would never be the same. Ironically, after showing a couple pictures that shows basically the same thing. Okay, you guys trying to date out. You got you a white man or whatever. And before that, you show a black man enjoying dating out. So if it's not the same, then where's it differentiate at? Because you're going real hard body in the anger department, seems like. You seem very triggered, in my personal opinion. Trigger, nigga. That's just my thought, though.
Man, when it comes to dating,
That's just my thought, though. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more. Let's investigate.
experience most of the kinds you can find. Africans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, African Americans, Americans. One thing I've noticed is that when it comes to interracial dating, it can be a techie situation for a black man. I remember I was dating one white girl. I went to her house. She didn't tell her that I was black. The first thing he said when he saw me was, "Fucking hell. Oh, you alright? You alright? Jess, can we have a little word? Can we have a word?" At that point, it just became normal to me, man. This is not a normal situation for the parents. Surprisingly enough, yeah, what you tend to find is that white people accept black people in their house the most outside black families. But sometimes it just confuses me, you know. I don't know what black men did, fam. Try know that dating some women from other countries can be very, very techie for a black guy. Alright. You want me to give you an example? Turkish women. If she's Turkish or Greek and her parents ain't westernized, try know that her uncles are gonna black your eyes. Try know, I promise. Her uncles ain't having a bar of it, man. Well, come on. You can't find someone from your country? Rubbish. I remember, man, I was dating one Indian girl, man.
I know the
girl,
UK
man.
be going through it.
My uncle drove past us. He said hello to me. I thought everything was calm. I never saw her again. That was it. That was the last time I saw her, bro. Big man. It's that I was 19. I'm 31. I still haven't seen her again. I've never seen her. Not even on social. It's peak. Sometimes if the parents ain't westernized, you gotta be careful, man. Be careful and think about it. As a black man.
UK. The motherfucking accents be killing me and shit. That's the black man. You know, over them waters, though. They Turkish women and all that. I mean, I wouldn't know. I can only go off what this brother's saying and shit. Let's see something right quick.
So many black men dating Latinas and dating white women more than ever. And here's my quick response. Why are so many black men
Gotta
dating
remix it.
Latinas and dating white women more than ever? And here's my quick response. No stress, no drama, more support. And it's that simple. When we walk out the house every day as black men, it's a high probability that we might not make it home. So the last thing we want to do is come back home to an argument.
Now, this bra, she with that head wrap on, gives her more of a racially ambiguous look. I think she's a light skinned black chick, the way she's looking. I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? She could, I don't know, she could be Latina or whatever. I ain't heard her say nothing yet, so. But I'm thinking she's a light skinned black chick because her facial expressions and how she, instead of listening to the brother talk and try to gain some kind of understanding, she's all crunching her face up and just, you can tell at the very moment how she's mentally checked out to the point where, okay, she's listening for a break in what he's saying so she can insert her opinion right away. And her opinion being why he's wrong, why he doesn't know what he's talking about, why he's full of shit. And simultaneously, this will be the same kind of woman that'll be like, where are the good men at? You know, why are they not choosing me? Why are they not approaching me anymore? Me as in plural, as far as black women goes. Why are they not approaching? What's wrong with me? And when they say that about themselves, the first thing they look at is, okay, the physical attributes. Then they look at themselves and they're not happy with what they see. So what they do, they run down to the DR to get a BBL, breast lift, breast implants, whatever. Because they look in the mirror, they're like, you know what, I don't like what I see. Not thinking for 1 second that it's your fucking personality. You claim you want a man, but then you want to be a man. And then when you get mad at your man, you tell him, I'm not your mama. As if he asked you to be that. Nobody asked you to be that. So in a lot of black women's mind in the Western world, being supportive, nurturing, and cooperative is a motherly thing to do, not what a potential wife would do. Or even on a lower level, girlfriend. A lot of, you guys would notice, a lot of modern ABWs, they reach their zenith as a girlfriend. That's as good as you can get from them. That's like the end of you in a game, you fight all the bosses, you fight all the minions, You fight all the bosses. You get to the big boss at the end. Then the game is over. That's pretty much the relationship dynamic of ABWs. As good as they can be is the girlfriend level or side chick level. They can't extend past that point because of their personalities. And it's a lot of the simps out there be like, well, they don't act like that towards me. And dude, how much you paying for the pussy, man? Just call it what it is. You in the habit of paying for box. Then you have other dudes who go, wow, I'm so dominant and I make them submit and all that. As if it's a game. But you'll notice a lot of women and from other cultures, they naturally do certain things. It's not a game. It's not a competition. They are more willingly to stand in your corner and go to war with you, not against you. But carry on. Let's finish watching her scrunch her face up.
To a bunch of stress and a bunch of unnecessary drama. And it's that simple. Is this an attack on black women? No. I love my black queens. I love my black.
You have to throw that caveat in there.
Policymakers need to stop attempting to judge black women based on European femininity standards, since we all know that we birthed all this shit. I mean, what if we started holding you to European...
Oh, what a surprise. Got one of these hotep harlots. Should have known from the head wrap. We birthed all this shit. We are the goddesses. Black woman, you God. Fuck out of here. Y'all God, y'all walking around here on this planet. Haven't even tried to cure famine and disease? Ain't that what gods do? Or are capable of doing whenever they feel like it? Or am I tapping too far into the delusion of that whole thought process? The black woman is God. Yeah, God of despair.
masculinity standards. I mean, what if we started expecting you to make things like laws, or own things like land, or govern things like countries? Or what about free things like yourself or us? If you're gonna tell the story, tell the whole story. Tell the people how, when you date and marry out, that you, one, turn them into single mothers at a higher rate than even black women. And when you into single mothers at a higher rate than even black women. And when you do finally decide to marry them, that you have a 200% higher divorce rate than any coupling. In fact, black men have the highest divorce rate.
She's on her bitch babble, as Jap would say. You want to talk about building things? What have they built? We can itemize the list of what they've destroyed, but what have they built? They benefit from all these programs that black men cannot take part in, even though tax dollars are taken from us to fund these programs that they benefit from. But they'll turn around and tell you, what have you built? What have you done? What haven't we built? While y'all was laying up in Master's house on your back, we was in the field building this country. But Let's not let the facts get in the way, shall we?
Cheated by the women, that at some point they realize that the grass isn't greener on the darker side of the fence.
Virtue signaling.
Some high probabilities for black women when they walk through your doors. 60% of all black women and girls are raped or molested before the age of 18 by black.
This is more nonsense and bitch babble. Statistics are just thrown out there, thrown at the wind. I can just sit here and say, you know what? On the planet Mars, there is 1,345 grains of sand on the surface of Mars. Where did you get that number from, Blizz? I just threw it out there. That's what she's doing. And this is what they love to do, is just throw out these nonsensical statistics that they pull out of their ass. No fact checking at all. But let's play devil's advocate. Let's say she did fact check. How much you want to bet the person that did the research, the calculations, the article of which she speaks of, I bet it was done by a ABW. And that'll be what she chooses to base her argument on, to throw out there and shit on brothers. And they wonder why we choose to cross the street when we see their ass now. They wonder why we choose to get tunnel vision like a fucking horse. You know them horses that be pulling the carriages in cities and shit? That tunnel vision is looking forward. They wonder why we see them walking down the street and we don't see them. They become a part of the background of outside. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy with a mic.
Black women are killed by domestic partners 3 times that of any other race of women by black men. And 60% of all new HIV cases in black women are from their husbands and boyfriends, not from casual sex. And since we know that black women
Boyfriends that you had while you were married?
4%, almost all of those cases are from y'all. If this is your idea of love for black queens, let me speak for the collective and say it's a hard pass. But you, sir, don't have any queens because you are not a king. You are a colonized pawn in the game of patriarchy, doing the clear man's bidding by spreading stereotypical tropes about black women based on their standards. Bless your heart.
Then you just spread some stereotypical tropes right then and there. Oh, you have a high rate of AIDS because of the black man, huh? Getting it from your boyfriend that you had while you had a husband. You sleeping around. Apparently had nothing to do with that shit. Nothing at all, huh? It's the black man's fault. It's never your fault. But I digress. She has all these negative things to say about black men. But let me ask this question. Does her husband agree with her? Of course not. He doesn't exist. But she's the expert though, isn't she? Head all wrapped up in a bun. Typical. I used to fuck bras like this back in the 90s and shit. On all this pro-black shit and high-power goddess shit. These was the biggest hoes walking around planet Earth. Talking about sleeping around with everybody. These bitches was straight up whores. A lot of them had tongue rings and shit. We know what the fucking tongue ring is for. Let's be real about it. And they want to talk about how they have the highest rate of AIDS. But black men don't for some mysterious reason. So who are y'all fucking? if y'all getting AIDS from us, then we should be up there in the percentile, same percentile as y'all as far as AIDS, right? And as she said, since we're the problem, since we're the plague, we should be even higher in HIV and AIDS. And this is the mental mind fuck that goes on. Because if you ever sit down and watch these TV shows, not TV, not in particular, but like commercials come on about some kind of pill or whatever for people with HIV and AIDS, they always plaster black men up there for the mental programming. And then you have useful idiots like this pro-black harlot buys right on into it. Oh, black men at a high rate got AIDS, and they beat black women, and they rape us at a high rate. Really? Who the fuck wants to rape a masculine ass bitch like a lot of y'all are today? But anyway, I digress. Straight from the chest.
Of black men, why they date out their race, and how we want submissive women.
My question to that is, why do you want submission as a quality in your...
And of course, you got somebody coming in with their cape on. Never can fail. This, and black men, they don't know what being on code is. This nigga sounds like, I barely even tapped into this video, and I can tell you right now, he sound like he ready to put his cape on. Like he wake up in the morning with his cape on, ready to jump out the window. I need to search for hoes to save. Hopefully they pat me on my head because I'm brave. Super Simp is on the way. Please give me some box, cause I'm thirsty today. Let's finish here into listening to Super Simp.
Partner, why is submission what you want? Submission is defined as to accept, yield to superior force, to the authority or will of another person. And why is that the quality you want somebody? Why do you think that you're the superior force that somebody should yield themselves to? Then you go on to say that they should be submissive because they love you. How do those things go together? How does submission go along with love? How is that a partnership if you're the one...
Dude, if you like Transformers, just say that.
...have the authority in a relationship? And lastly, you said that black men don't owe black women shit. So why do you think that black women owe you their submission for? Why do you think any woman owes you their submission?
Of black men, why they date out their race, and how...
Dude just need to come out the closet like Optimus Prime and leave it at that. Because if you like these overly masculine ass bras, man, have at it, have at it.
It's not that you're...
Have at it, bro. And it's a lot of these dudes walking around acting like this and shit. These be the kind of dudes that'll kill you over a broad that likes you. Because you don't kiss their ass like he do. And he's wondering, man, how are you able to fuck all these bras and shit and you don't kiss their ass and you don't bow down to them? And I do it all the time and I'm still thirsty. Because your presence and the way you think and the way you move and shit makes they pussy desert dry. They piss out tumbleweeds when they encounter you. Ironic, isn't it? How ironic is it? Quite a bit of much. Let's listen to this bride. Oh my
First of
goodness.
all, it's not that you're black that I didn't date you.
Nobody's threatening
It's
you.
that most of you speak to women like you're standing on a prison yard, and I don't find that attractive. Secondly,
Really?
no one complains when black men date outside of their race and give their wealth to women
You're
outside of their
lying.
race. But you have a problem when you see a black woman that has dated outside of their race.
That's not true.
Is it because you're trying to convince us that we were undesirable when the fact is you're the one that's undesirable and you only
Keep
have a
believing
certain
that.
amount of options and we figured it out? This is for the black men that are
Sure.
harassing and threatening me because they found
You
out I have a
figured
hot
it
wife
out.
son.
Sure you have. The delusion is real. The delusion is real as a Happy Meal. But anyway, you guys get the drift of the mass delusion that's going on in these dating streets nowadays. And it's just over and over and over. But let's not stop there. We can go on all day. Hold on for a second. Just hold on for one quick second. troll a little bit.
I know someone with a face.
Be honest, you guys like black guys.
I have a big crush on Michael B. Jordan.
So would you date a black guy?
Yeah.
And what are some turnoffs about a guy?
Gross face.
Yeah, they hate saying this.
Wet
And
face.
this is a general conversation in the street.
I know someone with a face.
Be honest, you guys like black guys.
I have a big crush on Michael B. Jordan.
So would you date a black guy?
Yeah.
And what are some turnoffs about a guy?
Gross face. Wet face.
Trolling.
What a guy would.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They hate to see shit like that. Ironically, they don't want to see us happy at all. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's weird as fuck. I mean, why wouldn't you want to see somebody happy? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I forgot. Misery Love Company. Oh, forgot about that shit, huh? Let's see what this young lady got to say right here. Right, y'all. Right, y'all.
Power dynamic, because white women have never had any power over men in their lives. Because obviously all the white men in their lives have always had all the power over them. So white women have whiteness over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hyper-masculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men. And be like a conservative white woman who like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy, give you power, whereas black daughters don't.
She kind of all over the place and shit. Confused much?
Long hair star, thick in the hips, come get in my car. I'm looking for a yellow bone, long hair star, thick in the hips, come get in my car.
Yeah, it's...
Ain't gonna say a word, I know you for my little homie. How you?
But you know, we like the regular, you know what I'm saying? We don't like the white chicks to be wanting to be like the black bras and shit, because that's the whole problem anyway and shit. If we trying to get away from that type of mentality and personality type, why would we go to somebody else that's acting the same way? The stress is going to be the same. Straight up, the stress is going to be the same. Why would we even do that shit? So women of other races, if you call yourself liking black men, the worst thing you can possibly do is conduct yourself, carry yourself, and talk like the same group of women that a lot of us are trying to escape from. We're not trying to bring a headache to the aspirin bottle. We're trying to get rid of the headache. That's the whole point. Anyway, peoples, I'm about to get in the wind. I just wanted to get on this joint for a little bit. Talk my shit. And to all the brothers out there who have finally had enough. In the ABW communitah, they feel the heat. They feel it. And they go out of their way to say, oh, we don't care, this and that, and oh, you want to take a trip, let me put in for it, this and that. We don't need you to put in for our trips. We can do it ourselves. We don't need your permission. We are grown. We can do it ourselves. We don't need to be around a group of women that's delusional as fuck. You say you're a queen, but that's not even possible if you don't have a queen. How you single and you're a queen? Or I made myself a queen. That's historically and ideologically incorrect and not even possible, because a queen can only be made by a king. And if you don't have a king, then you can't be a queen. And as far as all this goddess stuff and all that, one broad, oh, what have you built and this and that? Then you bring it back to them and shit. And you ain't even gotta ask the question. Just take a look around what they've built. The rusted out, bullshit ass black community as it is today. And they claim to know what real men are, but the boys that they're raising have become domestic terrorists. But you're a goddess. If the black woman is God, then they should be able to raise kings. And those kings should be able to become gods as opposed to domestic terrorists. So obviously your goddess powers are absent somewhere. I mean, something is not connecting. There's no connectivity. Your ideology Wi-Fi is in error mode. It's an error message on the screen. It's not connecting. But hey, what the fuck do I know? I'm about to get up out of this joint. Yo, y'all like my content? Like, share, and subscribe. Share the videos and shit. Shit, donate to the Cash App, $ Cobra Clutch 357. That being said, I'm out.